Jenny leave her house in Maine. She was very impatient to visit the new penthouse of his cousin. She was on phone with his parents, telling she will be there in around 5. Then Jenny take the main road. The traffic was moderated and the weather was perfect. Meanwhile, Peter depart a garage after buying his new Audi Q8 in his favorite color, blue. But he started to be annoyed by the other's drivers, and he started speeding with his Audi. Jenny passed at an intersection and get violently T-boned by Peter. Multiple bystanders stopped and called 911 and started giving the first aid. Later, 2 ambulance and 1 medic comes after 10 minutes. Jenny was brought immediately at the hospital and sadly succumbed to his injuries. Peter had some heavy injuries due of the impact and needed severe re-education after the crash. Jenny's parent attacked Peter into the justice for involuntary homicide. And Peter was faced to pay $40,000 to the parents. His life was never the same after this crash. Driving in Texas after a long night shift at his workplace. He was extremely tired and had difficulty to keep an eye on the road. A bus full of seniors leaves the town and start the tours around the region. Lexi driving behind Martin in her brown ETK 1300. Martin keeping driving and finally fall asleep and swerve on the opposite line and crash head-on with the bus. Four vehicles gets emboldened in the pileup. Officer Conrad is the first to respond to the emergency. And then, the backup coming immediately after 15 minutes. Martin's car explodes at the impact. He had no chance of survival. Everyone on the bus suffered some minor burns due of explosion, but luckily, they all recovered. Lexi and the green sedan driver both have some broken bones. Silvio driving his overpowered supercar in Italy during his friend recording him. He had his foot on accelerator, starting slaloming in the traffic. Meanwhile, Alberto transporting a luxury Bruckle 9. He was en route to the airport, the car going to get exported to the United States. officer pulled over a SUV at the enter of the freeway for a control. Alberto entering on the freeway, but suddenly, he lost control and pushing the police car in the SUV. His truck veered on the freeway. Silvio crashed violently on it. Same for a gray ETK. One ambulance coming extremely fast due of the gravity of the accident. The road was closed during almost 12 hours. The traffic of Italy was totally paralyzed. The police officer died at the scene. Alberto was arrested because he was found he was drunk. Silvio and his friend didn't survive. The gray ETK driver broke multiple bones but lived. The SUV driver was uninjured. Same for the Volkswagen and the Soilad drivers. Finn drives with 3 of his friends coming back from a party. He didn't drink to carefully drive his friends home. Meanwhile, Dominic coming back to home after a little off-roading. Finn kept driving down the road, saying they'll be there in 20 minutes. Jesse leaves a warehouse, ready for starting his shift. Suddenly, a rock slide falling down of the road, crushing Finn and Dominic. A gray D-Series was crushed too. Jesse brake in time and get hit by several rocks. A police officer responding to calls from passers-by, joining the crash in 5 minutes. Joined later by an ambulance. Finn and his friends didn't survive. Same for the D-Series driver. Dominic suffered a head trauma, and sadly, he was gone on way to the hospital. Jesse broke his left arm and legs and recovered a month later. The cause of this rock slide was later determined. The road was later closed for avoiding more tragedy like that.